I would like to start by acknowledging that this webinar is being hosted from land that is the traditional territories of the Wendat, the Haudenosaunee, and the Anishinaabe peoples, whose presence here continues to this day. The land I am on is at the meeting place of the two treaties, the lands of the Mississaugas of the Credit and those of the First Nations of the Williams Treaty. We would like to thank them and other Indigenous peoples for sharing this land with us. And I would also like to acknowledge the Chippewas of Georgina Island First Nation as my closest Indigenous community. So, I'm going to share my screen. And can everybody see that? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Alright, so I have a like a test account that I'm using here. That way it'll be able to show everything that you would be able to see as well. So if you need access to edit your branch page, I would have to give that to you. And you can tell on any page that you're on, there's this little gray box on the side here. So if you hover your cursor over that and it pops out and you get some options here. If you have access to edit that page, then it'll say edit on the bottom as well. So I'm going to go over to, if the page is active, you can get to your page by going to zones and branches, and then underneath your zone, you would click on your branch and there's the link to get to the page. And then see now here, there's the edit option is here because this test account has access to that page. You can also go to, once you have access, because you might have access to multiple pages, up at the top here says Control Panel. So if I click that, it will show me, and then Custom Pages here, will show me all of the pages that you have access to edit. And then I'll go through some of these a little bit later. I'm going to go back, and I can either use this return to previous page, or it gives you like a little path here. So I'm going to go back to the control panel and just show you quickly. There is also a support tab. So this is, there's PDF manuals and there's video tutorials, and this is all put together by Club Express, which is the web host. So here, for example, under you can explore this. So like there's how-to guides, how to build a custom page, or videos under website using the page builder, which is how you design and edit the pages. So you can also refer to that. Oh, and the other way is the other way to get to your page. Say it's not active, so you can't get to it from here yet. Is a quick link. So quick link will be something that there's a quick link for every single branch page. So and it's something that I set up, and it can be edited if you want. It's just a really quick, something that's more memorable and very easy and fast to type, and it takes you right to the page that you want. This page has got nothing on it, but that's how that would work. Actually, if I go into edit this page, so let's say I set up a branch page completely blank, and then you would go to make an edit. And because this page has never been edited before, you have to create a main version. And then it takes you directly into the page builder. And I'm just going to cancel for now. Actually, I'm going to go over to, there's a page that I was already editing a bit of. There we go. Okay, so this page is active. There's already some stuff on it, but I want to go in and edit it. So when you get to this screen, there's a chart here if it's been edited before. So every time you make a change and you save it, it'll save the previous page as a different version. So if you need to go back and see what was on it before, you can, there's a little preview icon here. I can see what this page used to look like. There was nothing here.
Would it work similarly to like WordPress?
I haven't used WordPress. Does it do this for you? It saves previous versions?
Like if there's something that you don't like or you forget or you delete something by accident, you could go back. But I mean, in terms of like building the program, like building the page.
Well, I'll get
like
into.
You, okay.
Sorry, I was gonna say I'll get into building it as well,
Okay.
and all the stuff you can add. Yeah. So yeah, so if you wanted to, for example, you've got, see, it shows you which page is active currently, but let's say you wanted to go back to the old version. There's this over here. It says activate for main. So it'll just make that other version active instead. There's also always a little legend over here, so it kind of tells you what all the icons are. And if we don't get through, like I'm hopefully I'll get through everything. I kind of went through this a few times just to make sure I get everything. So if I don't go through it right now, I'll probably get to it. But you can just always ask to. And on most pages as well, there's this little question mark. So if you click on that, it brings you to the Club Express help section related to the page that you were on. So if you're not sure about how this versioning works and you click on it there, it'll take you to this. So that's always very helpful. So I'm going to go in and let's say edit this version. Okay. You can always preview the page. So it'll open it up in a new tab. That way you can kind of see what it looks like before you save it. And I'll get to this stuff over here afterwards too. And your options for saving are right here. So you can, and at the bottom as well. So save new version and continue if you're still working on it, but you want to save every once in a while. You can do that. And it's a good idea to save every once in a while. If you have to leave your computer and you're not active for maybe about 15 minutes, you'll get logged out and then none of your changes will be saved. So it's good to save every once in a while. You can save the new version and exit. So you don't want to, or if you don't want to make anything active yet on the website, you can just save it for now, go back to it, keep editing later. Or save, make active, and exit. As soon as you save it, it'll be live on the website. And so you have this little floating toolbar here. You can move it around if you need to get it out of the way, out of your view. So page tools, I honestly don't even really use this. You can rename one of the versions if you want to, if you need to. But the way you add everything onto the site is this row templates. So right now, so this is a full row here. And you have different column combinations. So let's say I want some content on this half and different content on this half. I can add one of those rows. And there's also some special combinations here that are predefined. So you've got images with text, events with text, and that kind of thing. And so with each individual row, you can also change who can see it. So there's this little icon here, and if I hover over it, it says current visibility is public and members. So if I click on it, I get the row is completely hidden, nobody can see it. Public only, or members only. And you can have different visibility for each row. So if you want a bunch of content visible to the public and then one row is only visible to members, you can change that one row. I can also do it by, if I click just in this area, see right now I've got this blue highlight and it's only kind of going around this one cell here. But if I kind of click it again, the blue goes all the way around and then it gives me my row tools. So I can change the visibility from here too. You can also make a row available to the public at a future date. So let's say, I only have time to make edits to this page today, but I don't want it to be visible until like Friday or something. Some announcement or something like that. So you can hit future visibility, change your date to Friday, and also select who will be able to see it. Oh, sorry. I need to pick a time. There we go. Let's say everyone. So now it's got that it's only going to be visible at that time. There's also a little bit of formatting you can do with if you click on the Style tab. So I can choose a background color. You can pick something from here, kind of play around, or there's preset colors, and it'll just change the whole color for the background, or you can add a border. Sorry, my phone keeps ringing. I guess I have to pick a border color for it to show up. And you can kind of see there's like a thicker border here. I'll do a preview so you can see it. So there's no content in there right now, so it just ends up as this blank area. Okay, so let's say I want to add some content, or actually, sorry, before I add content, if you need to move a row, when the row tools is visible, you can use the arrows, or you can just grab right here and drag anything around. And okay, that's it for that. So let's say I want to, I'm going to delete this row here. Okay, delete. So when you add a row and you click on the, so now I've got the row, I'm gonna click it again. There we go, got my cells. So it automatically takes you to the widgets. So all the different things you can add in. So I have, add in some text. The plain text is just really, really plain. There's no editing options or anything. So it'll just be normal text. If you want a little bit more formatting options, you can use that. And you've got some different styles here, and these are kind of like standard. Like you might see this text throughout the whole website. So there's heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, it's just different things. We're gonna go back to normal. And then you have normal formatting options. There's some fonts, not much, but you can actually create custom text, which we'll do later. Text color, background color, numbering, bullets, that kind of stuff. You can add links, which I'll do later, and photos, which I'll actually do later too. And there's emojis, a whole bunch of them. And then also spell check. So the other option here is the advanced editor. I'm just flipping my notes. And that has a few more options in there. I don't use it too much unless I have to do something like really specific that's only available here. So there's many more tools here, and actually there's this button here that shows more tools down at the bottom. So I'll go through some of the ones that aren't in the other formatted editor. What do we have? We have insert photo. So there's insert photo and insert image. So photo, if I click on that, I'm just going to hit show photos. These are photos that are in slideshows that are already set up on the website. So it's like AGM slideshows, competition slideshows, that kind of thing. So you can choose a photo from a specific slideshow to enter, to add.
Sorry, just a question.
Yep.
So all these photos, do we have like a common library that we pick from? Or if we're creating our own page, do we need to upload our own and create our own library?
Right. So you can add your own photos. Yes. If you want a slideshow, okay, I have to configure that and like add in the title and all the captions and all that stuff. So you could just send me all the info and I'll set it all up. If you're just inserting an image, like some kind of graphic or something, you can upload that yourself to your branch folder, and I will do that too.
Okay, so there are branch folders, like
yes,
I won't have to go through like every episode.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a lot of photos.
Right. Yeah, it is. And the really great thing about Club Express is there's no limit to how much we can store on this website. So we can have tons and tons of photos. It won't matter. It'll never fill up.
Okay. This question, is everybody kind of following along? Because I'm tinkering here and I don't have like an edit button. So I don't know if I have the authorization yet. I can log on, but I don't have that edit portion.
Yeah, if you don't have that edit, then you don't have access to that page just yet.
So do you grant that?
Yes, yeah, I do. Yeah.
Okay.
And I know Sandra was waiting for a few branches to send in the other information for who their branch admins would be. So I'm just, I'll go through that really soon and give everybody access.
Okay. Thank you.
That was my question.
Yeah.
Okay, so I wasn't the only one. I was like trying to pretend, but I was like, did I have the wrong password? And I'm like sneaking through old emails.
Oh, okay.
On the side.
Yeah,
Okay.
and this video will be available after too. So if you need to go back to it when you do have access because you've kind of forgotten like how to get to something, then it'll all be here. It'll be on the website. So I'm gonna hit this button here, and I get different page rows, which is kind of similar to. Actually, you can kind of move this around too if you need to. It's kind of similar to those row templates. For some reason, there's some in here that aren't in here, like this one, for example, the 25, 50, 25 is not available here. So if I really want that set up, I can use this. So I'm gonna, I can click that and put it in, and then I can have different sections, and within each section you can set, you can put a photo or a link or that kind of stuff too. And if you have multiple rows, again, you can kind of move them up and down, and you would delete a row over here. I'm going to get rid of this. There. What else do we have? There's some special characters. Oh, actually, before I get there, the table. So this is only available in this advanced editor. So you can kind of select how many rows, columns you want. And if you want to, I'm going to go to the table wizard, actually. So you can really do a lot here. You can change the height, width, padding, background color, all that kind of stuff for the whole table or for specific cells. Or if you want a predefined table, there's some here, and we'll kind of show you what they look like. And there's more options if I go here, more table styling. So you can choose different fonts, background colors, different texts, and the text you can really get custom. This is very similar to creating custom text, which you'll also do later too. And you can have borders and that kind of stuff. So you can really like play around with this and make it really, really, really custom if you really need a table to show any information. So then there's insert media, which is also a widget here, so we'll do that later. More emojis. You have text here, convert to lowercase, convert to uppercase, superscript, subscript. And here's the style builder. There's the where you can create custom text. So actually, oh my goodness, can't type today. There we go. So I'm going to highlight the text that I want and hit my style builder, and let's say, I don't know, we'll do a blue color, bold, an overline, and I want to put a background on it too, so that one. And the fun part. Okay, so I'm going to space my letters out a little bit and space the words out maybe a little bit more. So let's see what that looks like. So then I have very custom text here. Okay, and then let's say you're copying and pasting from another website. So let's say I have something like this. And I want to paste it in, but I don't want it to look like this. I want to make it look like normal. You have this format stripper, it's called. So I'm going to do strip all formatting, and then it kind of just sets it back to normal again, so I can do what I want with it. And oh, the one really good thing about this editor is HTML mode right here. So I'm going to see if I can get rid of this. Can I delete the table? Okay, so if I right click, I can, I'll just do it this way. I'll delete my columns to get rid of this table here. Okay. So let's say I have some text here, and I want to include like a Google Calendar or something. So there's a way to do that if you have the HTML code, or a YouTube video or something you could use as well. Although there's the media, the insert media icon and widget too, which we'll go over. But if you want something else that's not media, let's say a calendar, you can use that. So if I go here, I get all this crazy stuff here, and I'm not too good with code. I kind of know how to use it, not really. So I have this little trick. Let's say I want my calendar to go right here. So I'm going to put that in for now. And I'm going to go over to a calendar and grab the code. I'll just show you. So somewhere in the settings, at least for Google, there's the embed code here. So I'm going to copy that.
Okay, that's what I was just going to ask you. Embedding the code will actually put that on there, because I've only used it with Google Maps. So embedding is like you can always copy the code, put it in, that's what will show up.
Yes.
Even though we see the code and it's actually going to be a picture or whatever it is.
Yeah, I'll do it right here. I'll show you. Yeah, it'll appear exactly. Yeah. Okay, so there's my here. So I'm going to put the code in right there. And you can go back to it. And there it is. So actually I'll save that. And there's the calendar. So if I go into preview, so this is what it will look like for everybody. Yeah, so the calendar's here. They'll be able to flip through the month and actually interact with it and everything.
So you're toggling between text and HTML like often? Or can you embed it into text and it will still be embedded?
What do you mean embedded into text? Like,
because there's the text portion, but I thought you were going into the HTML tab. So like you go between the windows.
Oh, right. Yeah. So I think if you put in code here, like if I do that, it's just going to appear as text.
Right. So then you have to put the HTML code in the HTML window, and then that will be embedded. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess I'm just going to play around with it.
Yeah.
Trial and error.
Yeah, I mean, if you see this, you know, like, that's not what I wanted. It doesn't work. Right, and actually I forgot to go through this. And now that I went through the different row visibility, you can kind of see if you have rows set to members only, you can kind of click here and it'll show what members can see, what the public can see, that kind of thing. And it'll show you what it'll look like on different devices. So I've got it on desktop, so you've got a phone vertical and horizontal, or a tablet vertical and horizontal. That way you can kind of see what's going on. And I'll do this a little later, there is a way to edit just a mobile version. And you can actually have, like your desktop version and your mobile version can have different content on it if you really want. It doesn't have to be the same. Okay, so the text editor is pretty good. Like I said, I only use see, now that I've used the advanced one, it doesn't really give me the options of the other two. If I wanted to change it, while I have it selected and it's showing cell tools, I can say change element type, and I can change it to one of the other widgets, or just leave it empty and go back, or just delete it and kind of start over if I really want. So I'll leave that there for now. So I'm going to go over to this cell here and do a link. And you can also insert links, like when you're in the text editor and you select insert link, this is the window that you get, exactly the same. So there's lots of different options here too. A built-in module is something that kind of like came with Club Express, like the ORMTA directory, the member documents, that kind of thing. So it's something that's more applicable to like provincial, so I'm not sure if you really want to use that on the branch page. Custom page is a page on the website. So if you want to go to another branch page, I have different categories set up. So there's branch page here. And then you can find, let's say, like the Newmarket area branch uses this as their website. So we have an events page, a links page, a media page. There's different pages. So I can select that. And you can insert it as text. And let's say I want to open it in a new window. So then it pops up like this. Say I want to change it, or if you want a link to a site page, So let's say the AGM that's coming up. You can also insert it as a button, and then it goes across the whole cell here, and it looks very nice. And you can insert an image. I'm just going to pick anything here. So here we go. So I'm going to just go through this now. So selecting an image, you have, it shows you all of the branch folders, but when you go to upload, I think you should only be able to, actually no, I think you'll be able to upload to any folder. So make sure you're uploading to your own folder. So let's say new market area branch, show files. I've got a picture here. So now that's there, and if I click on it, let me actually preview. It links to the page that I wanted it to link to. So what did we do? Oh, custom page. Okay. You can link to a photo album, future event. So I'll go through this a little bit more later too, but we have a calendar on the website, and it's has the ability to create different categories. So every branch kind of has their own category. So if you want to use your branch events on the calendar, you can, and it's all kind of color coded. So I'll go through that. Document would be in member documents. So see here, when you expand the branches folder, I only have access to the branch that I'm in. So that's what it would look like. And then you can select your document, and again, text, button, or image. The donation and the survey you wouldn't really use. It's more, especially the donation, it's only set up for like donations to provincial ORMTA, so we can't really do anything for the branch there. Same thing with survey, it's kind of more for provincial. External page is, if you want to do YouTube or something that's not part of our website. Somebody's email. Anchors. So if you have a really, really, really long page and you want to put a little button at the bottom that says, back to top, and then it'll redirect it back to the top. So let's say I'm at the top of my page and I'm going to put in this anchor here as top. And then down at the bottom of the page, I'll insert the link to the anchor, and as long as I put the name as top, then it'll redirect back up, right? And so the anchors only work on the page that you're on. It won't link to a separate page or something like that. You have blogs, and blog is something that I can set up, and well, I have to set it up. But then you can go in and add more posts and that kind of stuff, and we'll do that too. The quick link is what I was talking about earlier when I entered just webinar here. So there's all the quick links are here too, if you wanted to get to it. Volunteering resource. Volunteering, we're not really using that module anyway, and this one too we're not really using. It's kind of for other organizations that actually like lend out materials and that kind of stuff. And ad hoc forms. So these forms we use for provincial right now for like membership changes, that kind of stuff. I can create a form for the branch if you needed to. If you needed a form for whatever reason, for branch purposes. And then what I could do is, sorry, let me go here. So when somebody submits a form, I'm allowed to put one contact person on for that form, and then they will get a notification that, oh, this person has submitted your form, and here are the details, and you should get all of the details there. And then actually, let's say a form, there's a deadline to submit everything, and then after the deadline, I can kind of export everything, so you get everything in like a chart format here, like this. And gift membership we're not using, and the mailing list you wouldn't use either, because the only mailing list we have, oh, where did it show? There we go. Our only mailing lists are our newsletters, the Accent and the Fresh Beats newsletters. So there's a lot of options for adding links. So I'm gonna get this row out of the way. Add something else, and okay, so text, link, let's say image. So image we kind of went through, but I didn't show you how to upload here too, actually, like photos from slideshows. So those will be here. It's not really an easy way to search for it unless maybe the image is titled, or you know what it's called. Then you know what the file is called. Then you can find it. So I'm gonna go back to web graphics. So here, our new market and area branch folder. Search. So these are all the images we have here. Let's say I want a new graphic. So now I can do upload new graphic. I'm gonna find it on my computer. As soon as it's ready, there we go. Now, oh, sorry, 1 second. Oh. Sorry, Edith, go ahead.
Yes, does it only let you access the photos or the graphics from that website, or can we upload from, let's say when there's a recital and we have photos, can we put them there?
Yeah, you can upload your own, yes,
okay.
Yeah.
You'll allow to start a gallery of photos if we allow.
Oh, you mean, okay, so if you wanted like an actual slideshow, you would have to send me all the photos and then I can set up a slideshow.
Oh, I see, okay.
Yeah, if you're inserting like one image and like say, or if you wanted like multiple images, like 4 images going across the page or something, then you could do that yourself. But if you wanted a slideshow where you can actually like, people can click and go to the next photo and there's captions, then I'd have to set that up. And I'll do that too. I'll show you a slideshow over here.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so to upload, sorry, I'm gonna find that again. And when you have the green button here, you know it's uploaded. Sorry, 1 second, I'm just gonna do this and come back in. Now, so automatically it'll say default folder, and it would be very great, you know, if this is branch related, to find your own branch folder and upload to there. That way everything kind of stays organized, you know where to find it. File uploaded. Okay, so I think I have to hit search graphics again. Sorry, it should be, there it is. So I'm going to hit that, save, and it's inserted here. Oh, I heard a ding. Was somebody, did somebody raise a hand or no? Okay. Okay. So your image, you can also change the size here. So now I have it, the cell selected. So let's say I want it a little bit smaller. And it'll kind of change it proportionally, so it won't get stretched or squished or anything like that. And you can add a border and do a couple other things with it. Say I want a little bit more space on the top. It's too close to the top. Okay. So then we have floated image. So same way, I'm going to add image. I think this is a small one. So yeah, so when I click on it here, it actually shows me how large it is as well. So I'm going to do that small image. And this floated image is, the image will be on one side, and then you'll have some text. So you can choose if you want it to be left or right, and I'm going to add some text. Oops. Actually, I'm going to add a lot of text so you can kind of see how this really works. Okay, so now you can't see anything yet. Sometimes one of the widgets will say apply changes, and then everything will kind of show up. So this floated, the text kind of wraps around. And again, you can change. Let's say I want that on the right side. Apply, right? Okay, I'm going to add another one of these rows. And then you have image and caption. So let's do the same thing. So that's pretty self-explanatory, I guess. So you have your image, and then you can put the text right underneath. I'm going to center it. And now my image is not centered. So I think there's a way to do that as well. If I go to the style, there's alignment here, and let's center it. There we go. So you can play around with, like, when you click on something, something kind of pops up, and you can see like what's available and what you can do with it. Text over background. This is kind of cool. So I'm going to put this image in here because it was nice and big. Let's center that. Actually, I'm going to try and make it a little bigger and change the color. Let's do white. So now you have your image, and there will be text right over top of it. And you can change, you can't change the font, but you can change the color and the size and everything. Okay, so I think that covers images. I'm just going to get rid of these so it's a little, doesn't get too busy. And, okay. Add a new row, back to widgets, upcoming events. Okay, so you have your title, branch events. Time period is how long into the future do you want to list the events. So let's say I want to take everything for the whole year. Sometimes you'll see this on the widgets too, the container width, so it'll go all the way across the cell. Or if you don't want it that long, you can change it, make it a little bit shorter. And the maximum height, so obviously a whole year of events is really, really long, so if you set a maximum height, then somebody will just have to keep scrolling down to see other events. And then you would find your branch here. So I don't think any branch has events right now, so I'm going to use, we have something under professional development. I'm going to use that one. If you do, sorry, this is way down at the bottom here. If you do include all categories, then you're going to get provincial meetings, like anything that's provincial related will show up too. So I apply changes, and there's my branch events. So now when somebody were to click on this, actually, let me preview this again. If you click on this, it takes you to the page on the website that has to do with directly to this event. Okay, and I think, oh yeah, I'm just going to go in and kind of show you the calendar actually. Hold on, let me open a new event calendar. Here we go. So you can see everything's kind of color-coded. And if you want, there's this legend over here. So yellow is deadlines, other events, blue. And each branch right now is just kind of set up the same, but I can change that. I can change the color of the background, color of the text. And let me go over and show. Here's the Etobicoke Mississauga branch is having a workshop, 3-day workshop, and there's this little bee in the corner, so that kind of shows up here that it's a branch event. Okay, where am I? Okay, so then you have blogs. So let's say same thing. You have your width again, max height, and you want to select which blog you want. So I created one just for the webinar. Apply changes, there we go. So now if you need to add anything to this, you'll be able to do that when you're just viewing the page. So when somebody, or when any website visitor comes in and clicks on this, let's say they want to see this post here, they will get to this page so they can leave comments. If you are the author, so when I set up a post, I have to know who is going to be managing it, basically. So I chose the author right up here, and they can either edit a post or add a new one. So if I go to add a new one, you can add in your title, if you want it not visible yet, or if you do want to publish it, or if you want to publish it at a later date, you can even add an image. And then there's also like all this formatting stuff here. So you can, I think on this one, hold on a second. Yeah, so I added formatted text, links, images. I even embedded a video in here. Like you can, it's really customizable blog post. And then there's also subscribe. So if anybody wants a notification when somebody leaves a comment or something like that, they'll get an email. Okay, so now we have new members and birthdays and poll we're not really using. It's kind of for, I mean, we're using birthdays, but we're not really posting them on the website or anything. So I wouldn't be using those. Here's a slideshow. So let's say I want a branch slideshow that I've set up, new marketing area. There we go. And you can select how wide or high you want it, and also include, if you want people to be able to skip ahead to the next page and view captions, or if you just want it to like automatically flip through the images and not show any of this stuff, you can select that. So this is what slideshows look like. There we go. So see, they've got the caption here. People can view it in full screen, and then they can kind of flip through the photos that way too. Okay. You can insert a Facebook and Twitter feed. So when you use this widget, it automatically uses the provincial Facebook link. So if you want your own, you would have to get your Facebook address and just plug that in. I'm just using CFMTA right now. And there we go. So people will be able to scroll through that. And the Twitter feed is very, very similar too. There we go. All you need for that is the username. And you can kind of, if you need to make sure it's the right link, you can hit test and it should open the link just to make sure you've got the right one. There we go. Okay, if you want to insert a weather widget, you can, although I'm not sure if we'd really use that. So it automatically uses Niagara Falls as a location because that's the address that we have set up for ORMTA. So you just need a latitude and longitude, and you can change the title to whatever town you're in. Oops. Okay, our media. So this is where you need the other HTML code. So if you want to upload your own video, you could do this, but I think it shows it here. Hold on. Yeah, file size is limited to 100 megabytes. That's not very big. So for example, and it depends on the quality of your video, but for example, like one of the provincial instrumental competition videos. It's about 20 minutes long, pretty good quality, and it's about 2 gigabytes. So there's no way you'd be able to upload that. So I'm not going to do it that way. I'm going to do external video. So let's say I have, you can find the code in YouTube at least when you go to the video. As soon as this loads, still. Pause. There's this little share button here. And it's taking a little while. There we go. So there's the embed code. I would copy that and paste it right in here. You can change the size if you want to. This is the only time I ever fiddle with code. It shows it right here, width and height, so you can kind of make it longer, make it higher by just changing these numbers. It's in pixels. So when I do apply changes, here's your video. So if somebody's on the website, they don't have to be redirected to YouTube. They can just kind of they can view it right on here if they hit play, or they can go to YouTube if they really want to. All right, this widget is really handy. I've used this a lot. An accordion. So this kind of like, you can have like a header text, and then if somebody clicks on it, more text will appear underneath. So let's just do this quickly. We'll add a panel, and you go to this little gear, and you can change the font and everything. And if you want to see what it'll look like, you have to hit update preview font size, so you can kind of see what it looks like. I don't like that font. I'm going to use this one. There we go. You can have an arrow showing, so people know that, you know, if you click on this, more stuff will appear underneath. You can put a border around it, change the color, let's do 10, and the text color and everything like that. So again, this is another widget that you have to hit apply changes to actually see anything. So there we go. But if you want to add the content underneath, you need the little pencil here, and you get the format editor. So you can also put links, photos, some other stuff in here too. So actually, I'm going to add a second panel. You can have multiple panels here. So let's do another panel just really quickly. Nope. So this is what it'll look like. Just kind of. Oh, I didn't hit apply changes. Sorry, 1 second. Because I did add text with the little pencil. So actually, let me go over to another page and I'll show you. It was here. There we go. So I've got a row set up with 3 images, and then underneath another row where I've put the accordion in each one, and when you click on it, everything underneath it would expand. Okay. So what else do we have? Oh, very important. A submenu. So on your branch page, the ORMTA menu will always be here. There's no way to like get rid of it. But if you want your own page to have its own menu, then I can set that up. So I'd set up separate pages and then create a submenu. And you can put it anywhere at the top or wherever. You can just stick it in a row, right? So here is new marketing area branch menu. I'm going to make it go all the way across the cell. And there we go. And you can't change the way that it looks. So it's always going to be this blue here like this. It's just kind of standard across the website. So when somebody comes to your page, they'll always see the ORMTA menu at the top, but then they can go to, okay, let's say I want to see all the events. And then it takes them to the events page. And you would put the submenu on each of your pages. That way people can kind of navigate through them. Okay. If you, the check-in desk you wouldn't use, that would be something for, we haven't had to use it yet actually, but maybe for like the next in-person convention, people would be able to check themselves in, or we'd be able to mark attendance and that kind of thing. So it's a provincial thing. If you just want a little line going across, then I would use this horizontal rule, a nice decorative thing. And then you also have, oops, sorry, wrong thing. You can just have a cell just with HTML code. So you would put in your Google Calendar or anything else, but you wouldn't be able to add anything else. It would just be whatever code you insert. And very last one, let's say I don't want this here anymore. I can just change it to empty. Or at any time, I think I've done this already, you can do change element type, and then you can kind of select which one you want to use. So that covers how to add stuff to the website. There's a lot of options, a lot of combinations. You can spend a lot of time on it and kind of get it really customized to how you like. So over time, you keep editing this page, you keep saving all these old versions. Let's say I don't need these anymore, so I can delete this one right here if I want. And it won't delete it right away. It'll save it for 30 days just in case you want to bring it back, save it again. So there we go. Now this is going to be deleted, and it'll tell you when. And if I don't want it deleted anymore, I can undelete, and it should just save it in the list. There we go. If you want to delete a whole bunch, there's this delete old versions. So let's say, anything before July 15th. I don't need. And then it's deleted. It should have deleted. Any of the ones before July 15th. Mobile versions. So I said you can create your own mobile version. So you have your main version, which if you have only a main version active, like right here, this page is just active. If somebody's visiting your page on their mobile device, this is the content that will show up. If you want a completely separate mobile version only, you can create mobile version. I have one here that I did create at some point. So let's say I want to activate it for mobile. So there's also this button here. You can take any version and activate it, and then this version is now active for mobile devices. So there's it says mobile here, that's active, and my normal page is active. So I think I can actually show you. So here's my, I'm going to open it in a new tab actually. So there's my main page. My main page is the welcome to the webinar. And my mobile page, if I open this, it's totally different. It doesn't have that welcome to the webinar. I have this set up on it. So get back to here. The very last, so that's everything to do with pages. The last thing you can do is in member documents, and actually this, anybody in your branch can actually do this, but just so everybody knows here. So if I go to the documents, okay, so there's documents here that are provincial documents, so we have resources. Actually, the quick links I was talking about are right here too, so if you wanted to see what your branch's quick link is, you can hit that arrow and it'll download. It might take a few seconds. So there, central zone is ormta.org/central zone. But I can change it as well, like Bolton, Brampton, Caledon. If they wanted it shortened to BBC, I can just update that. That's fine. But if you wanted to see, they're all here. The thing with using this, sometimes you can click on the name of the folder, but there might not actually be anything in it. But then it also says click the folder icon in the navigation panel to see subfolders. So if you click on the folder icon, then it expands and you have other folders where you can find things. So if you expand the branches, you'll only see the branch that you belong to. And right here you can upload any document you want. You can create a title for it, and you would select it from your computer and just hit save. The only thing you can't do with the member documents is rename a folder, rename a file, move a document into a different folder, or delete folders or documents. So, but if you need any of that done, just email me and I'll be able to do it. But again, anyone in your branch can upload a file. It doesn't have to be just the branch admins. So, I think that covers everything. A lot of stuff. Does anybody have any questions?
What's your email?
Oh, communications@ormta.org. Or also tech support, TECH support, all one word, @ormta.org. I get both of those emails. Yeah, anything else?
So the pages that are there right now, are they the page that you've set up, or who set those up?
Yeah, so I would set up the pages. Yeah. So if you know,
and then we can customize them as we want.
Yes, yeah. So every branch has their own like main page. So I'm gonna pick a random one. There we go. So we have this image at the top here, and they have all their executive, and they've gone in and added this stuff over here. If you wanted more pages, I would have to set that up, and then we can do the sub-menu so that you can flip through all the pages. And this top part over here, I kind of went through and created images for each branch for a header just to kind of keep it consistent, but you don't have to use that. Actually, I think the Niagara Falls branch removed it, and yeah, so they're using their own file. So you can, anything under the main menu, you can do whatever you want with it. They have a table set up here, slideshow, Facebook link, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. And really, if you need anything edited and you can't figure out how to do it or something like that, you can just email me and say, like, I need to do this. Here's the info, and I'll just do it. So, either way, it's fine. Any other questions?
We'll have questions once we start.
Yeah. Yes. Right. Okay, so if you have questions, yeah, just shoot me an email.